guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Saida here with another video. So today I wanted to do this video, talk about why I chose to share my story with you guys on social media, on YouTube. Okay, so the reason I chose to share my story through story times, my journey with you guys, is because it is a perfect example of just how life is. And life is just like a sailing ship. There are those days when you're on top of the boat, the sun is on your skin, the wind is blowing through your hair, and you feel so free and you feel like you're on top of the world. But then there are those days when the storm comes and it takes your ship off course. You lose control over your ship, the boat starts leaking, and those are the times when you have to make those tough decisions. That is the time when you need to use all your knowledge, all your skills that you have, and make those tough decisions to keep sailing your boat back on its course. And these obstacles, these storms that we get throughout life are basically there to just groom us into the personalities that we need to be. Number one is destiny. So your destiny is already pre-written for you. It's written for you way before you were born. Probably when you were still in your mother's womb, your whole story has been written. Your destiny has been written for you. And it is usually the things that happen that is out of your control. The second thing that contributes to your journey is your decisions. We make decisions every single day. Our life is basically built on decisions. What are you going to eat is a decision. If I choose to work out or not, that's a decision. If I want to educate myself or not, that's a decision. Basically, life is built on decisions, and decisions navigate the way our life will turn out, right? It is so important to always make the right decisions. Your destiny will always take place. You never planned to come to Malaysia and meet a Guinean man and fall in love with him, and that was a destiny. That was something that you didn't control, but it happens. But a decision is choosing whether I want to run away with him, or run away, or God knows whatever, elope, or to sit there and make those tough decisions, make sure my family is on board, make sure that I have to make the right decisions. And this is what navigates the outcome of our lives. So it's super important, number one, to understand that there is destiny and there is always decisions to make. How do you know you're making the right decisions? So for me, how I make sure that I make the right decisions in every situation, I would give you 3 pointers on this, right? To making a right decision, number one is educate yourself. Educate yourself. That's the first thing that we were told. Iqra, read. It's enforced upon us. Read, and read doesn't mean read a book. It means look for knowledge, seek for knowledge. And right now we're living in the generation where knowledge is on every platform. It's on Instagram, it's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, it's on YouTube. Like, knowledge isn't even talking to someone who is more experienced than you are in that area. That is you acquiring knowledge. So number one is to educate yourself on your issue, on your problem, on your obstacle. You need to understand, okay, what are the pros and cons? If it works out this way, what are the positive sides to it? If it works out the other way, what are the positive sides to it? Basically, to just educate yourself, because when you educate yourself, it helps to reduce that fear that you have, right? So an obstacle will come with fear because you are afraid that it might not turn out the way you want it to turn out. But educating yourself about the situation, and you have to do that without being biased. You have to do that because you genuinely do not understand which way it will turn out. So educating yourself on the issue, wherever it is, even watching this YouTube video could be educational. You could read an Instagram post, but just educate yourself on the situation without being biased. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is, number one, believe in a higher power. Have faith. Whatever you believe on, you trust that, and you have faith that the higher power can guide you into making the right decision. Because there's some things that we generally do not know which one is the right decision. We don't know if it turns out this way or it turns out that way. What is the best thing for me, right? So we have to rely on a higher power during those situations and be like, I want the best decision, but I don't know which one it is. Help navigate the right decisions for me. And you just have faith in that, and you let the higher power take its course. because there's some things that we cannot see. We cannot see the future. We do not know, okay, being with this man, is it going to be the best thing for me or not? So relying on a higher power to guide and navigate your destiny in the right way, it is better, because we don't know certain things that are beyond us that a higher power can see. The third thing is to stay positive. So whatever outcomes that come out of the situation or the obstacle, right? It is your responsibility. You've already researched. You already know the positives and the negatives. You already know the benefits of either situations working out for you. Now it is your responsibility to live the positive, to trust that the decision or the outcome that has happened is for your best interest, and to look at the positive sides to it. You can always look at the positive sides to it. So it is your responsibility to do that, because you need to have faith that this is the right thing for me. And just like how our destinies come and these obstacles comes in our life, these are part of our destiny to shape us and to groom us to becoming the personalities that we are meant to be, to groom us into our purpose, right? So if you believe that, okay, you got this obstacle because God or the higher power knew that you are the girl for the job, you need to believe that you are the girl for the job. There is nothing that will come that is beyond your capability. Every obstacle that comes your way is meant for you, has been created for you. God knows that it is that obstacle that is, you're capable of overcoming that obstacle. That's why it was brought to you. So you need to believe that you are always, I'm the girl for the job. I always believe that whatever obstacle it is coming your way, just know that you are the girl for the job. You gotta take it with open arms and always work on making the best decision. And when you get the best out of it, the best outcome from the situation, that's when you'll see why it came in your life in the first place. It is to groom you into the personality that you need to be, into the purpose that you're supposed to have on this world. So if you look at obstacles and your destiny as something negative or something bad, then it will be so difficult, because the journey of life is never easy. It's never a smooth sail. It's always going to have ups and downs. It's constantly going to be like that. And it is the times when the situations are bad, when it's storming and you feel like you want to be back at shore, you don't want to be at sea at that time. These are the times to make those right decisions. And you can make any kind of decision. You can choose to just get off board. You can just decide to just throw yourself off board, hang on to a piece of wood and allow yourself to sail until you're at shore. Or you can make the decision to stay with your ship. Use the knowledge and the skills that you have to drive that ship. Make those tough decisions that you have to. If you need to throw some items off board, or you need to throw some people off boards, that's the time that you need to make those tough decisions. You make the tough decisions and you use the skills that you have while having faith. Storm will end and your journey will continue to go. It is going to continue going like that. Why the reason I chose to share my story with you? Because it's a perfect example of how life is. Life is not always a sailing. It's not always perfect. There's always ups and downs. Yes, your destiny, you'll meet the man of your dreams. You're going to fall in love. Everything's going to be perfect. You're going to feel like you're on top of the world. And then you're going to have another obstacle. You have to deal with your family. Your family doesn't want to be with him, all of that. What you got to do, that's your destiny. You got to make the right decisions. And just like how I was inspired to make the right decisions by a story, someone else's story. If you watch my video, Love versus Family, it's a story which gave me the knowledge. So just by another story time, it gave me the knowledge to be able to think that I need to make the right decision here. And you enjoy. The sun comes out again and you feel like you're back on top of the world. You're married to the man of your dreams. You're living life, it's perfect. You have your first child and you feel like, okay, everything is perfect. And then another storm comes. Then you have trials in a marriage. When the storm comes back, what do? You go back there. You start making the right decisions. You educate yourself. Talk to people who are more experienced than you are. Look for the knowledge where it is. Because if you don't learn these lessons behind every obstacle, the obstacle will come back in another form. And you're going to keep going on the same cycle. You have an obstacle in your marriage, the situation gets tough, you educate yourself, you trust in a higher power, you make the right decisions, and then you just look at the positive sides of every situation. Another situations happen, depression comes, anxiety. This is another obstacle that you face, but you got to do the same thing. Educate yourself, find out what is the right decision to make, have faith in a higher power, and stay positive. Another obstacle will come, polygamy in your marriage. At the end of the day, I believe that every obstacle comes to the person that is meant for the job. I was meant for this job. That's why it came my way. So I choose to do what? To look at the positive sides to it. But just like any other obstacle, number one, educate yourself. I did educate myself, try to look at the positives and the negatives. I tried to see both sides without being biased, because I didn't know whether this is good for me or not. There's a reason it came my way. Then trusting in a higher power, whatever it is that that is best for me, help that situation work out. And it's the same thing with the polygamy. I prayed about it, also asked God, if this is the right thing for me, allow my heart to be at ease. Let this happen. If it is not the right thing for us or the family as a whole, then let it go and then bring something else. But it happened, and I believe that this is the right thing that was supposed to happen. What is my responsibility? To stay positive about the situation, because I believe that the higher power that has made this faith come in my way brought it for a reason. And if we sit and we look back at our journey and we look at every obstacle and how we overcome all these obstacles, we have to ask ourselves, what was the lesson behind that obstacle? There's always a lesson that was there to teach us something. If we haven't learned that lesson, the cycle will keep happening over and over again. But if you learn that lesson and you groom yourself, you change your ways of life, change to the person that you're supposed to be, then you're closer to living your purpose. So I like to share this video on my platform, because this is also knowledge that everyone can benefit from. And just like my story happened years ago, and it is my past, and I'm still on my ship, and I'm still sailing, and the journey is not going to end until we are back in the soil. So long as we're on this journey, there's always going to be ups and down, but it is our responsibility to always be able to make the right decisions and to always stay positive about whatever outcome happens. And I hope that you guys can benefit from the videos and the information that I have shared. If you learn to look at life in a more positive way, you would see that there is no negativity in life, because everything comes for a reason. You lost that job because probably you're meant to be an entrepreneur. You failed that college degree, or you failed so many times because that you needed to be doing something else. If you choose to look at the positive sides to everything, it gets you one step closer to what your purpose is. And that is the way to finding your purpose. I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here today talking about a story if I had no obstacles to go through, if I hadn't been put into those obstacles to change my mindset. And whatever that is part of your destiny is there to groom you into the personality and the person that you are meant to be. So take those challenges with open arms, look at the positive sides to it, and embrace them, and do your best to overcome those obstacles. Anyway, I wish you guys all the best, and I hope you enjoyed my story times. But stay positive, stay happy, and see you in the next video. Bye.